Okay, let's go check out the Carpinteria tar pits. Carpinteria is located in Southern California. And if we zoom in, we can see that down here in the bottom right-hand corner is Los Angeles. Carpinteria is located between Oxnard and Santa Barbara. And if we keep zooming in a little bit further, we can see Carpinteria here is along the Pacific Coast Highway and near Highway 150. And the town of Carpinteria is just on the west side of the highway. And the tar pits that are going to be shown in this video are located just south of Carpinteria State Beach. And if we keep zooming in, you can see exactly where the beach is located. I'm standing here near Carpinteria State Beach, and we're going to be looking at the oil seeps that are naturally coming off the hillside here, right into basically the beach and right next to the ocean. So here in Carpinteria, we have natural seepage of oil that's coming right off the hill, and we call it a seep because it's not necessarily this huge, wide extent of oil. It's like these little pockets that are flowing, and it's slowly moving, and it's so slow because the oil is very viscous. And what's happened is that petroleum reaches the surface, and all of those gases that are trapped within this rock have been emitted into the air, and what you're left with is this tarry and very heavy oil. And if we get closer, you can see that this oil has come down the hillside, and it's seeping down. And especially in summer months where this gets really warm is where you can actually see how gooey and how heavy this oil is. It's kind of fun to poke it with a stick here. You can just kind of watch it. And then in other parts of this area, or if it's extremely hot out, you can actually see larger flows, and you can see it bubbling. And so when these seeps were first found, there's been records that the Chumash Indians were using this tar to coat their canoes. And this is some of the first use that we have of tar in this area. And when this was found, they first mined this heavy product, this heavy oil product, and that's what turned into looking for other oil and gas exploration in this area. So it was first used by Indians, and then they mined it in buckets, and that's what clued geologists into figuring out that there might be more oil here. So right along this trend is where we have oil fields behind us, and then out towards the ocean is where we have quite a few oil platforms. You can't see them right now. It's a little bit foggy, and they're pretty far offshore. But right here at this pier is where operators can use for their equipment, bring boats in, and things like that. So the rock that you see behind me, this is an outcrop of the Monterey Formation. And the Monterey is a siliceous shale. And what allows the oil to come through here is that it's highly fractured. So if we come look a little bit closer here at this rock, is that you can see that it's quite crumbly. And it has these, a lot of fractures in here. And so the oil can seep through these fractures very easily. In fact, right on top here, this is some of that tar that has completely solidified and cooled, and it's oozing over here. So this is a really interesting area. If you do come out this way, make sure to wear shoes that you don't mind getting destroyed, because these little bits of tar can really stick to you and your clothes. Another thing that's really interesting is if you've been on the beach here or in this area or anywhere near Ventura, you might think you might be walking on the beach and find little bits of tar on your feet, and you might think that that's from oil and gas production, but it's actually naturally occurring right here. And seeps don't occur just along the beach. There's natural seeps that occur offshore, not too far from here, and they bubble up from the seafloor. So we have seeps that all are naturally occurring all around this area, and this one is really close to the beach. You can come visit it yourself and poke it with a stick. See, you just can't resist wanting to poke it with a stick.
Yeah.